joy to everyone.
I don't like chocolates, but it's a good gift.
I don't finish a meal without a chocolate cake. Chocolate is my favorite thing to eat.
In spite of having diabetes, I'm still unable to actually resist chocolate cakes.
I love chocolate. Not a single day in my life goes by without me having some chocolate.
Now, if you ask me personally, I do not have a sweet tooth. But even I can't skip dessert if it involves a rich chocolate fondant or a decadent chocolate cake. Which is why, when news after news of soaring cocoa prices and acute cocoa shortage started flooding my feed, I began wondering how what is happening globally is going to impact us back home in India. Will we have to pay more for our favorite bar of dark chocolate? Will the chocolate brownie on our frequently ordered list disappear or be replaced by some other flavor? Or will the quality of chocolate overall be compromised? So, I spoke to a bunch of chocolatiers, bakers, patissiers from across India, and this is what they had to say.
Almost like 90% of our product range uses chocolate in some way. We use around 80 to 100 kgs and normally, and during peak season it varies. Cocoa prices has gone up by 300%. Chocolates which were like 1000 rupees has become like 2000, or some cases like 800 has gone up to 1600, 700 range. It has not impacted the recipes, but it has increased the cost of the product. But we are trying different cookies which doesn't have chocolate in it, and we have to make it interesting for people to try. For example, we have cookies with green peas and hazelnut. We have cookies with red rice, mango and fresh coriander.
1 kg of our beloved cacao used to be between 800 to 1200 rupees, but now is 2000 rupees. This is as expensive as 25 grams of silver or an annual Netflix subscription. In some brands, there has been a 100% hike. But why the steep increase? In Ghana and the Ivory Coast, adverse weather, diseases, and aging trees have devastated crops. Farmers, squeezed by inequitable market practices, lack the funds to combat these issues effectively. At Miam Patisserie in Delhi, Chef Bunny Nanda faces similar challenges.
We did increase some of our prices by 5 to 7%, but we're trying not to shock the customers too much. It has to be a gradual increase, and overall, as a pastry chef, I feel like it might be very criminal to continue this price hike for customers, and as a pastry chef, I might want to explore other options.
Across India, even larger brands are cutting back on their chocolate offerings, pivoting to seasonal and non-chocolate creations to cope with the rising costs.
Most chocolate brands have at least a 60% dark chocolate variant, which means the price increase in cacao has impacted 60% of the recipe. The milk chocolates have been more affected by the price increase because cocoa butter prices have gone up 3 times. Many chocolate brands have actually stopped producing milk chocolate.
There is a silver lining. India's craft chocolate industry sees an opportunity. Brands like Mason & Co. and Manam Chocolate are rising to the challenge, focusing on quality and sustainability.
At Manam Chocolate, we make craft chocolate from beans that we produce through our sister company, Distinct Origins. We've developed indigenous technology that allows us to pivot what has historically been industrial genetics of Indian cacao into fine flavor, which is flavor oriented and makes for making specialty or craft chocolate. It allows us now to start seeing how to fulfill the demand in India for the need to have good quality, equitable, transparent and world-class chocolate coming from Indian beans, which was not a possibility before. The increase in prices at global commodity exchanges around cacao are only the beginning of consumers wanting to know more about where their chocolate comes from. Most of the chocolate and chocolate products that we make at Manam Chocolate, we know from before it was a flower.
Until recently, cacao was not seen as a lucrative crop in India, and most of the cacao was produced and fermented poorly, leading to a highly acidic and acrid flavor profile of the cocoa. But many cacao farmers are now optimistic about capitalizing on the rising cocoa prices and growing more fine flavored cacao. Boyapati Venkateshwara Rao is one such farmer in West Godavari district of Andhra Pradesh. He says that the rise in cocoa prices globally has benefited cacao farmers like him, and now they are focused on growing fine flavored cacao that will benefit them in the long run. It's no longer about high prices for them. It's about pride in their land and what they can contribute to.
I think it's a good time for Indian cocoa farmers and Indian cocoa chocolate brands to come up. There are some interesting flavor notes and profile in Indian chocolates where you don't get it in the imported ones. We have like very good brands like Mason and Co, Rakadula, Mason, Paul and Mike. There are like many other brands who does wonderful job. I think it's time for us to source locally and use it in a nice way.
As the global chocolate crisis continues, the path forward for India may lie in its own soil, where passion and innovation blend to keep the love for chocolate alive. For now, we savor each bite, knowing the journey of chocolate from bean to bar has never been more crucial.